1 to 2? What'd you see?
Yeah, I think we were improved. I think the confidence was up from game one. Some of the jitters of game one was out. There's still a good amount to clean up, obviously, but I think our confidence showed in game two.
Totally obvious that Gaskin gave you a spark as a play caller. Guy gets in that kind of rhythm. How fun is it? And just keep feeding the rock.
No question. It makes things easier when he can make a couple guys miss out there in the run game. Miles is a talented player, but we still got some other guys that can tote the rock as well. But it was fun to see him carry the ball.
How about Jake and just leading the receivers and really being spot on in several of those drives?
He was. I really just look at that last drive of the first half. Just built some confidence there. He's throwing it on time, seeing it very well. Made some good plays as well outside of that drive. But that drive showed to me that he is making some progress.
Coach Peterson talked about the style of Utah State, more of a gambling. What will you have to be wary of on Saturday afternoon as far as your blocking?
Yeah, they're aggressive. They're unique in their scheme as well, in the pressure packages, and they create some havoc that way. So we're going to be dialed in. We need to be dialed in protection. They show some different looks. So it's been a big emphasis in practice.
You expect them to come after Jake more than you've seen? Or?
You never really know. I think we expected really even boys to come after Jake more than they did. So you don't exactly know what they're going to do, but we got to be prepared for both ends.
For a young quarterback, what does that mean for him? Are there obviously certain things he's got to look for? Or is that?
Yeah, we've tried, in film preparation, showing him all these different looks. At the same time, we talk about a quarterback, you really want to throw to openness. And so getting your eyes to the right spot, that guy's open, let's throw it to him. And so trying to recognize all the stuff they've done as he gets the ball in his hands on the snap is going to be tough. He's just got to see who's open and throw it to him.
Those kind of things like blitz pickup and decisiveness and everything, can you know how good he is at that at this point, or does he have to see those things in a live game?
Yeah, I think he's going to have to see more and more. I think in practice you can try to point some things out, but the more he plays, the better he'll get at it.
He looks like the guy who wants to compete and extend the play, but is there a point where you have to rein him in and say, look, live for another day, just airmail it?
Especially he hasn't gotten caught too many times getting sacked for some big gains, but he's been pretty close a couple of times. So we point that out. Sometimes a throwaway is definitely better than a sack, but then a sack's better than an interception. So he's just got to feel it out there and be smart.
Has he surprised you at all with some of that? His mobility back there? He did
he sure
pirouette or something to
Yep,
get away from
he sure has.
Yeah.
It's funny, too, because he made the one pirouette, kind of got out of it late, like on the 4-yard line sack. But then he can't just walk in the end zone when he pulled the ball on the other. So I don't know how that plays out.
Was he much of a runner in high school? Because there was a wide open chance to score in that one.
Yeah.
The turf kind of took him down.
Yeah, turf did take him down. He has not been a runner in high school. Some of that is because he's such a good passer, seeing things and getting the ball out, but he hadn't been much of a runner.
Did you guys have fun with that one in film study?
Yeah, we pointed out a couple of times, obviously in our quarterback room, and then I pulled it out in front of the offense so we can get a couple laughs.
Can you talk about your running backs a little bit? What is it that Myles Gaskin's doing to make him successful that Dwayne and Lavon maybe aren't doing? And is he your number one running back right now?
In those backs, Myles has made the most of his opportunities for sure, especially in that game too. I think it's just really early. I mean, 2 games, Myles had some good runs, but all those guys are going to continue to carry the load. We haven't said, hey, it's 1, 2, 3 at all. Each of them are going to get their opportunities week 3 and week 4, and then if someone really separates by the middle of the season, then we might make more of a pecking order.
Is there things that Myles can do with the offense that enables you to maybe call some different plays that maybe the other guys aren't?
We're not really doing that at this point, so whatever backs in is going to run the call. There's definitely some things we feel good with Dwayne at and Myles at, but nothing we're separating right now.
It's the sort of thing where you feel it series by series case. If I think Myles, as he was doing the other day, looks really hot and gaining big yards, just sort of keep him in there, keep feeding him? Or?
Some of that, I'll be honest with you, I don't totally know what back's going. So, Coach Bonifant rotates those guys, and so I'll obviously recognize when the series starts, but, there wasn't anything, hey, get Myles back in there.
Trey Adams making his debut against Sac State. What do you think of his snaps? And
he did some good things.
Yeah,
he's come a long ways. He did some good things, and just breaking the ice for him. Going to kind of continue to do that, force the issue with him because he got some talent. He can help us if he, once he settles in, knows what he's doing. But it's fun to see him out there.
Can you talk a little bit about Tommy Tebow in at fullback?
Yeah, it was fun to get him in there. That's a play made for him. I mean, with his body type, he's a physical player. He did a good job on a couple of goal line run type situations.
Chico getting a little more involved offensively in that game. What's like having a guy who can obviously do a little bit of the running game and obviously in the passing game.
Yeah, yeah. Chico is he's a good player, you know, and he can do some things with the ball in his hands. We've really been pleased with Chico in regards to how much he's catching the ball, starting the fall camp. No one totally certain because he is that unique player, can do a lot of different things. But he has been a sound receiver for us. We knew we'd hand it to him on stuff, but he's been good there, and he's in the return game as well.
Darrell Daniels is a guy who we just haven't seen targeted much this year. Everything okay with Darrell?
Darrell's been fine. You know, he didn't play a whole lot. That came down to a little bit of the personnel groups we were doing. There was nothing down on we're not down on Darrell anyway. You'll see him back out here on Saturday, but he's doing fine.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, Coach.